Welcome back to the Let's Get Real video series where we put the real back in commercial real estate. I'm your host, Commercial Crystal. So today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about step 3 of the 4 parts of investing in commercial real estate. And this is a key one. You want to have your A team. This is your brokers, your lenders, your property managers, your contractors, your real estate attorneys. Who do you have behind you that's really helping you make these great decisions, building in the expenses, as well as helping you get to know the market? So within that A team, property management is key for many players and many investors. We've got a great guest today, somebody that we've worked with often, Ben Yoder of Dorman Property Management. So as we mentioned, getting your A team together is vital to really finding the right place in the market and making sure the property and all of your numbers are going to work. And a big piece of that is property management. And I have the pleasure today to introduce you guys to Ben Yoder of Dorman Property Management. We've had a great experience for our clients working with you and your team. And so just wanted to bring you here today to tell us a little bit more about what you do.
You know, I think anyone who's tried to self-manage knows what we go through on a regular basis.
No kidding.
You know, there's an adage that I heard. There's real estate, but then there's a janitors of the real estate world, and property managers truly are that. And if you get into HOA, you're really dealing with a lot more on the management side. I would say you break property management into several categories. So you've got the emergency side. Who wants to wake up in the middle of the night because somebody forgets a key, or there's a break-in, or there's a fire? We get those kind of calls on a regular basis, and we're set up to do that. Whereas someone who's self-managing really isn't set up to do that. The other side of it is the accounting. So budgeting is especially important in the commercial world. You do see it in the HOA side of things, but when you get into the commercial world, you're dealing with very sophisticated owners, and so adhering to those budgets is really important. And the expectation on managers is that you're watching the expenses, and you're ensuring that either you have that budget correct or that you're staying within the budget. Probably the most common of what we do, and then what most people think of, is the maintenance side of things. We deal with so much. You know, and it's not just maintenance. There's a lot of contextual knowledge that we have from doing it all the time. We know what vendors to hire. You're talking about setting up, you know, the right partners in doing this. So we set our vendors up, and we know who we can trust to show up when they say they will, to not overcharge us, to be honest with us. So that's very important. You know, we kind of get back to the emergency stuff when we're getting calls in the middle of the night, where we're calling those vendors in the middle of the night. So that's exceptionally important. You know, even if you're looking at doing tenant improvements, having an understanding of what you can and can't do. A lot of times owners will come and they'll meet with me and the new potential tenant and the broker and say, well, the tenant wants to do this. They want to add a wall. And the first thing that pops into my mind is this going to affect the air pressure in there? Are we going to have to reroute some of the air conditioning? Owners are not going to think of that most of the time. But because I've done it, I've been through the fire, I've been, you know, gotten on the other end of that without checking that, and you end up just creating a world of pain for yourself if you don't think about that stuff.
So a lot of great information there, Ben, and obviously you've covered why hire a property manager. It's really to take a lot off of your plate as a property owner and get just that all-encompassed team. So with that, and with budget and cost in mind, what is the cost related to hiring a property manager?
Yeah, so I'm going to say this carefully because we all charge differently. Is it industrial? Is it retail? Is it office? The reason that I say that is managing an industrial building takes far less work generally than managing an office building. Usually industrial buildings oftentimes industrial buildings have one tenant. The tenant's responsible for a whole lot more than in a building with a whole lot of common area. When you're setting your rates, most managers are considering that. How much work is this actually going to take me? I usually start my rates at 4% of gross is what I aim for, and then we set the minimum, you know, based on what the full occupancy income would be, and decrease it down to 80% of that. But it doesn't always work that way. Just like commercial leases, commercial management agreements are always negotiated. So it's not a one-size-fits-all.
So all really great information, Ben. If someone was interested in hiring you, how do they get a hold of you? What's the process of getting that started?
So if you ever need to reach us, there are a couple of ways you can do that. You can always call us at 719-213-9100. You can always email us at commercial@dormanrealestate.com. You can also go to our website. There's a contact us form on there where you can fill that out. And that's really the best way to reach us.
Great. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks for all the great information. Obviously, we see the value in working with property managers, and we hope you guys as property owners do as well. For us, it's been a great referral system as well, and we've had a pleasure working with you guys.
Likewise,
so thanks so much. Thank you again for being here with us this week on the Let's Get Real video series, where we put the real back in commercial real estate. We'll see you next time.